group. What an amazing group. And I believe it was Diane in the military. Yes, you can, the body is designed to go back to code, to heal itself. It's just, I did it with cancer in 1991 when the doctors kept telling me I was going to die. And I learned about meditation and visualization and affirmations. And I keep saying now, I wish I had the patch. I wish I had the patch. You
Right,
know,
right.
crazy non-Hodgkin's lymphoblastic lymphoma, 2.5 years of egregious chemo. The doses I was getting in Manhattan were beyond the local cancer hospital's legal limits. I was 25 years old,
Wow.
and they told me I'd never have kids. But I learned about visualization, meditation, affirmations, all these things you could do for yourself. So when the doctors came in and I had a blood count of zero, a white blood count of zero, an infection I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. But now I was like Rhonda Byrne from the beginning of the movie The Secret, only it was 1991. It was before the
Wow.
movie The Secret, and I was doing The Secret. And they came in, they called my parents to come say goodbye to me because they couldn't get my 7 blood transfusions, crazy antibiotics. They couldn't get the blood count up from zero. So they told me I wasn't going to make it out of the hospital. I was going to die. So I was 25 and naive, and I'm like, get the hell
Wow.
out of my room. You didn't tell me about meditation, visualization, affirmations, all these things we could do for ourselves. They thought I was nuts. It was 1991. Nobody was open to this. They thought it was crazy. So they left crying. I was annoyed, because they didn't understand what I was saying, and I kept living. And then they swore I'd never have kids. I went on to have 3 kids, and I did all
There you
this.
go.
But if I had the patch, my life would have been so much easier. Everything would have been expedited, like instead of chemo and radiation, all this other stuff that's so incredibly toxic, there's so many other things that we can do, including the patch. And the patch supports the body for the body to do what the body's designed to do, which is heal itself. So my story for this time, I got the shot, right? This is my hero's journey number 2. I got the shot, the vaccine at the end of 2021, put me into congestive heart failure.
Wow.
So here I am, I'm going to San Diego, I'm doing book signings across the nation, Park City, Utah, like all over the place, Vegas and everything else. Like every month, multiple times a month between 21 when they lifted it and well, up until June, but it slowed down. But in 2020, at the end of 2021, got the vaccine, diagnosed with congestive heart failure, and they put me on these 4 medicines. Okay, I turned it around, meditation, visualization, everything fixed itself. I almost died with that. My ejection fraction was 26. It was bad. And so I reversed it, but then the meds, they kept me on the meds. So I'm on the meds for too long, and all of a sudden I'm walking through JFK and I can't walk. Like everything, my equilibrium was off from the meds. And I'm walking through JFK to go to a book signing and go to a conference. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't even. I'm speaking on stage with Mark Victor Hansen and Sharon Lechter and Paul Blanchard
Wow.
and a lot of people. And I had to get to Scottsdale. So I'm like, oh my God, I can't even walk. Most people would just go home. I'm like, get me to the
Right.
gate. So they put me in a wheelchair, got me to the gate. I got to the event, and a mutual friend said, when I explained what was going on, she said, I have something for you, slapped a patch on me. And I was like, a patch? Like, what? What is a patch gonna do on the back of my neck? I had
Right.
no idea about any of this. My hand to God, I was struggling with this for weeks. I went to a chiropractor. I was trying everything to get this weird equilibrium off balance. I had to hold on to things just to stand up to talk to people. Within an hour, my hand to God, within an hour, I had clarity. I couldn't
Wow.
believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, oh my God. Like because I'm saying to them, how am I going to speak on stage in 2 days like this? Like, I don't even know how. And then the only thing they had was director's chairs. I'm like, even with that, it's not going to be easy. But within an hour, I had clarity. And I'm like, oh my God. So I had breakfast the next day with Paul Blanchard, who he's big in the personal development realm also. And he
Yeah.
said, Aaron, when I told him, I'm like, oh my God, this patch, this is amazing. And he said one of his close friends was one of the initial investors in the company, and he swears by it. And I just have not stopped wearing it. I gave it to my best friend, Margie. We both saw results. And at first, Andy's like, you want to do it as a business? I'm like, I have 3 businesses. My house was under construction. I was in a hotel with my kids and my dog. And I'm like, I don't want to, right, not right now. I got 3 businesses and a lot going on right now. And then when
Yeah.
I saw the results with Margie, this light bulb went up in my head. And I'm like, of course I want to do this. I mean, like, it's if all I have to do is just say, look at me, look at her, look at this thing is amazing with the results.
Right.
And now I don't even ask my loved ones, I insist. you're doing it.
Yeah.
So I would never go another day without it. And now I don't have any meds. I work with a holistic doctor. I actually fired my doctors because they kept insisting I was going to go back on those four meds, that it was the only thing. Ladies and gentlemen, when a
Yeah.
doctor, an MD says, like that you're going to die or that this is the last thing that they have, there's other alternatives. Go find another doctor, go find something else, but definitely use these patches. I swear by
So
them.